Morning to all of you. Welcome to the Officer's Adda 24/7, the special session of your BRBL subject in the English medium language. So as you can easily see that we are doing the definition terms. We have done module D. We are doing module C. So these two acts are very much important from the examination point of view. Okay. Now, so today we are going to discuss the definition terms of Banker's Book Evidence Act. So before starting this session, I would like to share you that what exactly the Banker's Book. See, every bank have to maintain the record, right now. So suppose if any dispute of the bank just come in front of the court and the court say that bank, you have to present the evidence. So what kind of evidence the bank have to present? So that is written in the Banker's Book Evidence Act. Okay. So this book is nothing but the record maintained by which is maintained by the bank. This is called what book. Okay. And what is evidence? Evidence is basically you can say there's a two word, evidence and proof. Two words are there. So what is the basic difference between the evidence and proof? See, evidence are the bricks, right, to make wall of proof. To make wall of proof. So this is the exact definition of the term, that is evidence. So evidence means suppose if X person have done wrongful act toward this. So these are the evidence that we are presenting in front of the court which prove that X have committed the crime. So this is the basic difference between the evidence and the proof. Okay, now let's do the definition. What is company class? So company that we have done in section 3 of the Company Act 1956. So 1956 is the oldest act of the company. After that, in 2013, the latest Company Act has been come. So the definition of company is given here. What is corporation? Corporation means any body corporate established by any law for the time being in force in India and includes Reserve Bank of India, State Bank of India, any subsidiary bank. So you can see the definition of corporation. Okay, includes means that Reserve Bank of India, the State Bank of India and the subsidiary bank also include in this one. C class, corporation. Is that okay? Done? Now, what is bank and what is banker? Bank and banker, okay? Any company or corporation, if I show you, highlight you, that any company, corporation carrying on the business of banking, right? Any partnership, individual to whose books the provision of this act shall have been extended, or any post office saving. That is called what? Bank and banker. That is the basic difference between the bank and banker. So basically, this is the bank, right? This is the bank. The person who are working in the bank, that is called banker. That is so simple. Okay. So if I say you that the Banker's Book Evidence Act is applied to the which bank? So every bank, because every bank have to maintain the record. That's it. Okay. Now, what is legal proceeding? Legal proceeding means suppose if any matter of the bank is go on in front of the court. So what are the legal proceeding? So any proceeding or inquiry in which evidence is or may be given. That is called legal proceeding. See? Done? So you can say in a one word, that is proceeding that is going in the court. That is the first line. And arbitration, it means any proceeding which is going in the arbitration. Done. Or any investigation or inquiry under the Code of Criminal Procedure Code, or you can say any procedure which is going on in the CRPC, that is called legal proceeding, or any other law for the time being in force for the collection of evidence, or you can say any other law. Any other law in which the proceeding is going on. Okay, and you have to remember, the legal proceeding always conducted by the police officer or by any other person, but not magistrate. What is this? Not being magistrate. Authorized in this behalf by the magistrate or any other law. It means any other person is authorized on the behalf of magistrate or any law for the time being in force. So this is the definition of legal proceeding under this act. Very important session. Is that okay, class? So this is your definition of legal proceeding. So you can see that this question, this definition can become in the form of question. Suppose the 4 points will be given, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the question will be put up that what is legal proceeding according to the Bankers Book Evidence Act. So you have to take mark on this one. Okay? What is court? The person or the person before whom legal proceeding is held or taken, that is called court. Because we know that in the court, the legal proceeding has always been taken place. That's it. Okay, so this is the definition of court. Next, what is judge? Judge means judge of the High Court division. And what is trial? Trial means any hearing before the court at which evidence is taken. This is called trial. Because whenever the police present the investigate, first of all, suppose in any case, if I complained or FIR of any case, so that case the police will investigate. Then police have to prepare the charge sheet. When the charge sheet is present before the court, then the trial will be conducted. Okay, so this is called trial. Done. This is called class trial. Now, what is certified copy? See class. The bank have no right to give the original copy to the bank, to the court. So what copy the bank have to present? Certified copy. So certified copy the bank have to present before the court. So what is certified copy? It means copy of any entry in the books of the bank together with certificate written at the foot of such copy that it is a true copy of such entry. So certified copy means the copy which is verified or certified by any authority. It means in the bank, if any authority verified or certified this, that is called what? Certified copy. Okay, so this is the meaning of certified copy. Such entry is contained in one of the ordinary book. Okay, such entry contained in the ordinary book of the bank was made in the usual and ordinary course of the business, and such book is still in the custody of the bank. It means whatever the, you can say, the record that is maintained by the bank. Okay, so whatever the record which is maintained by the bank, that record, that copy of that record should be certified by the particular authority. So this is the definition of certified copy. That is important. Okay, this is the definition of certified copy. Now class, the Legal Service Authority Act. Legal Service Authority Act. In this act, we only have to study about the Lok Adalat. What is Lok Adalat? In one word we can say Court of People. This is called what? This is called Lok Adalat, isn't it? So here, if we talk about the Lok Adalat, so basically as we know that in our India, Supreme Court is the highest section. Okay, what is legal service? Includes the rendering of any service in the conduct of legal service. Means basically just like we go to the beauty parlor for the beauty parlor service. You people come to Adda 24/7 for the teaching services. So same thing, legal service includes rendering of any services in the conduct of any case, other legal proceeding before any court and other authority, tribunal, the giving advice of this one. This is called legal services. That is important. That is important. Okay, this is called legal services. Lok Adalat, that is given in the chapter 6. No need to learn the chapter. Only you have to remember in which act the Lok Adalat is there. The Legal Service Authority Act, that's it. Regulation that is made under this act, that is called regulation. Scheme, that is, scheme means any policy that is framed by the central authority, state authority, district authority, etc. State authority, which means State Legal Service Authority constituted under this act. State government, that's include administrator of union territory appointed by the president under Article 239 of the Constitution. No need to remember these things. That's it. Over. So now we will do the Negotiable Instrument Act, and this Negotiable Instrument Act is of your module B. So right now guys, we have done module what? We have done module D, module C. Okay guys, so we have completed module C and module D. That's it. Okay, C and D. Now, what is promissory note? Section 4. So, promissory note is basically, this is A, this is B. A is giving goods to B. B is making a document which is register and stamp that he will give 5 lakh rupees after 1 month to the A person. So this is called promissory note. So promissory note is basically instrument in writing containing an unconditional sign by the maker, that will be the maker, okay, to pay certain sum of money to the order of certain person and the bearer. Order means name is specified, and what is bearer? Bearer means name is not specified. So this is called promissory note. In the same example, right now when B have to give 5 lakh rupees, now A will make a document. This is called bill of exchange, in which the name is written that after writing A will sign, then B will sign here, then after it will approach to the C person. So in the bill of exchange guys, 3 persons are there. So what exactly the bill of exchange? Instrument in writing containing the unconditional order signed by the maker directing the certain person to pay certain sum of money only to and to the order of certain person and to the bearer. So order means then the name is written. Suppose in the check, if the name is not written, that is called bearer. If the name is written, that is called the order. So this is called bill of exchange. What is check? Check is basically, suppose if Nikita ma'am have given check to the Anish sir. So Anish sir will now go to the bank. He will deposit the check and the money will be transferred to the Anish sir account. So what is this? This is called check. So check is also kind of bill of exchange drawn on the specified banker. In the check, the bank is always the drawee, okay, not expressed to be payable, otherwise then demand, because check always payable on the demand. And check also include the electronic image of a truncated check, because right now we also use the electronic check and truncated check. That's it, okay. What is holder and what is holder in due course? So that is so simple, holder and holder in due course. I will give you one example. X is working in a company, salary is 50,000 rupees. Y demand one day 2 lakh rupees because he just want to deposit that 2 lakh rupees in the college. Now Y have given X 50,000 rupees check and 2 lakh rupees check. Both check become bounce. When the both check become bounce, so guys, Y have a right to file the case in that case, but do not have a right to file the case on the 2 lakh check. So in the 50,000, Y is known as holder in due course, and in 2 lakh that Y is known as holder. So this is the basic difference between holder in due course and this one. So as you can see that Y in the case of 50,000, holder in due course, C for course, C for consideration. So in the 50,000, the consideration is from both sides, but in this only one side. This is called holder. Okay, so this is the basic definition of holder and holder in due course. Now, what is payment in due course? Payment in due course means, suppose if Nikita ma'am, me, have taken check from the drawer of my house, okay, and that check actually belong to my husband company, but I just use the check leaf. In the check leaf, amount is written, amount is not written, only the sign of the that particular person is there. So I have just write my name and the amount, and I just deposit the check to the bank. In that case, I'm doing work without any negligence and in a good faith. So Nikita ma'am in that case is called payment in due course. See, what is payment in due course? Payment in accordance with the apparent tenor of the instrument in good faith, without negligence to any person in the possession under the circumstance. This is called payment in due course. Is that okay? What is inland instrument? Inland, which is made in India, drawn in India. Foreign instrument, that is not so drawn in India, but made and payable in India. Negotiable instrument, exact definition is not written. In negotiable instrument, it is written, it's include promissory note, bill of exchange, check, etc. What is negotiation? Transfer. Negotiation means transfer. This is called negotiation. What is endorsement? Sign. Endorsement means sign at the foot of the instrument, or if the place is not there, then we can sign in the back side of the instrument. That is called endorsement. A one word to remember. No need to mug up these things. No need. Dishonor of check. For insufficient of fund in the account, where any check drawn by person on the account maintained by him with a banker for payment of any amount of money to the another form out of that account for the discharge. It is basically dishonor of check that is given in 138 of the Negotiable Instrument Act. It's include, suppose if Nikita ma'am have given check to the Vinitha ma'am. When Vinitha ma'am deposited the check, I have an insufficient fund. This is called dishonor of check. So my punishment will be 2 years of jail or fine. So this is called dishonor of check. That's it. Okay, this is called dishonor of check. So many things are written, but the punishment is 2 years or fine. C class. In module C, the 2 acts were remaining. Okay, the first one is that the Consumer Protection Act, okay, and the next one is your Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. So these 2 acts are very important from the examination point of view. And again, I'm saying class that in your Sankalp selection batch, in your Sankalp selection batch, okay, your BRBL subject is already started from yesterday at 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. So right now, if you have not enrolled in this batch, so you can use the code that is PREP77. It's a PREP77 for the maximum discount up to 78%, because in this batch we are teaching you in a very detailed manner. So that's why this is very important from the examination point of view. Okay, now so the first one is advertisement. So what is advertisement according to the Consumer Protection Act? It means any audio, visual, publicity, representation, endorsement, pronouncement made by the means of light. So what are the way in which we can advertise? By the means of light, sound, smoke, gas, print, electronic media, internet, website, include any notice, circular, label, wrapper, invoice, such other document. So this is called advertisement, and we know that when anybody advertise, then we just take this thing. So this is the meaning of class advertisement. See, this is called advertisement. Is that okay, class? Okay, this is called advertisement. Okay, now the next one. What is complaint? We are the consumer. Under the Consumer Protection Act, we have to complain. So what is complaint? So complaint is basically means a consumer or any voluntary consumer association. Okay, what is complainant? This is not complaint, this is complainant. So complainant is the person who complained. So consumer is a complainant, any voluntary consumer association, the central government or any state government, the central authority, one or more consumer. In the case of death of the person, his legal representative will also act as a complainant, and in the case the consumer is a minor, his parent and legal guardian. So class, this question can become in your exam, that what is complainant? The options will be given to you, and then the options will be given to you and you have to tick mark. So this is class the complainant, and this definition portion, class, trust me, that is very important, the definition portion. Hello Divya ma'am. I'm absolutely fine. How are you? Glad to see. Okay, so class, this is called complainant. Okay, now what is complaint? Complaint means basically the complainant person complain. So under the Consumer Protection Act, let's talk about what is complaint. What are the defective, when we just purchase the goods and this one take the services, and if any defectives come, so that's come under the complaint. Now see, what is complaint? Any allegation in writing made by complainant for obtaining any relief that is provided by or under this act, that unfair contract, unfair trade practices or restrictive trade practices, okay, has been adopted by any trader or service provider. The goods bought by him, agreed to be bought by him, suffer from one or more defect. The services hired, suppose if we hire any car, and avail or agreed to be hired, avail by him suffer from any deficiency, or a trader, service provider, as the case may be, has been charged for the goods and services, okay, that is fixed by or under any law, displayed on the goods or any package, displayed on the price list exhibited by him, or agreed between the party. That's great. Divya ma'am, proud of you. I know that you will clear the exam, okay, that's great. So ma'am, whenever we just conduct the success party, you have to come, okay? And in most probably in January, we will conduct, okay? So you have to come. So guys, this is called complaint. So this is very, very much important. See, that is called complaint. Okay, this is complaint. Done? Next. Some more things are there. The goods which are hazardous to life and safety when used. Okay, in contravention of standard relating to the safety of such goods. Okay, where the trader know that the goods so suffered are unsafe. The service which are hazardous or likely to be hazardous, and the claim of product liability action lies against the product manufacturer. So these are the complaint class. These are the complaint. See, first, second, third, fourth. Okay, this is fifth, sixth, seventh. So 7 points are there class that talk about the complaint. So this is important. This is important, guys. Done? Next, what is consumer? So consumer, that is a very simple definition. So consumer means the person who buy any goods for the consideration, okay, for the consideration, hire or avail any services for consideration. So this is the one word to understand the definition of consumer. So consumer, now you can just study the whole paragraph. Otherwise, I have already ticked the main thing. So consumer means any person who buy any goods for consideration which has been paid or promised or partially paid, partially promised under any system of deferred payment, include any user of such goods other than the person who buys such goods consideration, partly paid, partly promised, or any system deferred payment. That is called consumer. And service. So this sentence talk about services, this sentence talk about the goods. That's it. See. So this is important. Now, what is consumer dispute? Dispute where the person against whom a complaint has been made denies or disputes the allegation contained in the complaint. This is called consumer dispute. That is important. That is important. What is consumer rights? Right to be protected against the marketing of goods. Okay, consumer rights. We have already done 6 points. So, right to be protected. I will just highlight the points. Right to be protected. Right to be informed. First of all, I will highlight then. Right to be assured. Right to be heard. Right to seek redressal. Right to consumer awareness. So, class, this is your 6 rights of the consumer. So, now what is written here? Right to be protected against the marketing of goods, product and services which is hazardous to life and property. That is right to be protected. Right to be informed. Suppose we have a right to be informed about the quality, quantity, potency, purity, standard and the price of goods, product, services, etc. Right to be informed. Next, right to be assured wherever possible access to the variety of goods, product and services at competitive price. That is important. Okay. Right to be heard, to be assured that consumer interest will receive due consideration at appropriate forum. Right to seek redressal against unfair trade practices, restrictive trade practices or unscrupulous exploitation of the consumer, and right to consumer awareness. So this is very, very much important. Okay, so there are 6 rights, guys. There are 6 rights of the consumer. Done? 6 rights of the consumer. What is defect? Defect means any fault, imperfection, shortcoming in the quality, quantity, potency, purity, standard which is required to be maintained by under any law for the time being in force or under any contract express or implied or claimed by the trader in any manner. This is called defect. So when we purchase anything, that's come under the defective way. What is e-commerce? Buying or selling goods and services including digital product over digital and electronic network. This is called e-commerce. So now this Consumer Protection Act also apply in the e-commerce services. That is important. Okay. So defect, e-commerce. If I say you that what are the important points, important this, so the important advertisement is not important, complainant definition is important, complaint is important, consumer definition is important, consumer right is important. These are the important terms that you have to learn. Now what is goods? Goods means every kind of movable property, includes food as defined under subsection this of Food and Safety Standard Act 2006. So this is the definition of goods. That's it. Done, class? So this is the definition of goods. Okay. Now let's start with the next. What is misleading advertisement? Misleading means that if any good and services we are purchasing that is falsely describe such product and service. So what is restrictive trade practices? That is basically manipulated of price. One word to remember. Manipulated of price, that is called restrictive trade practices. Okay, one word to remember. Service of any description which is made available to the potential user and includes not limited to the provision of facilities in connection. So services is basically that we just give to the people. Okay. Now the insolvency and bankruptcy code. What is insolvency? If a person is not able to pay the money, this is called insolvency. And what is bankruptcy? When the court declares that that person is not able to pay the money, this is called bankruptcy. So this is the exact definition of the term insolvency and bankruptcy code. Now let's understand the next one. What is bench? Bench includes of adjudicating authority. This is called bench. Adjudicating authority. Because in insolvency and bankruptcy matter, what are the adjudicating authority? Okay, ma'am, you can just ask me the link of Suprabha ma'am in the Telegram ID. Financial institution, that is also the authority in which we just demand the money. Okay, so it's include scheduled bank, financial institution, okay, public financial institution and such other institution. That is your definition of this one. Okay, next, insolvency professional. Insolvency professional is one of the pillar of IBC. So these professionals, a person enroll under section 206 with the insolvency professional agency. That's it. Information utility, this is also the pillar, this is also the pillar. Just like the government have 3 pillars: legislature, executive and judiciary. So IBC also have a 4 pillar: adjudicating authority, insolvency professional, information utility, and the last one is IBBI. Okay. A person who is registered with the board as an information utility. What is person? Individual, Hindu ordained family, company, trust, partnership, LLP or any other entity. That is called person. Property includes money, good, actionable claim, land, every description of property, that is called property. What is secured creditor? The creditor in favor of whom security interest is created. Secured interest, security interest, rights, title, interest, claim to property created in the favor of secured creditor. Because secured creditor wants money, so whatever interest that is created on the security, that is called security interest. Transfer include sale, purchase, exchange, mortgage, pledge, gift, loan, etc. Transfer of property, any property include transfer of any interest in the property and creation of any charge upon the property. Start with this one. First of all, Prevention of Money Laundering Act, we do not have to learn the definition. Why? Because in Prevention of Money Laundering Act, no definition is there. And the one thing I just want to say you that in the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, no definition of Money Laundering Act is there. No definition of Money Laundering Act is there. This is very important. So as you can easily see, in genuinely Prevention of Money Laundering Act, in the various act we are seeing the 10 to 12 important terms, but in this act we do not have to learn the definition terms. Now, no definition in tax law, because in the tax law we have just learned about the income tax, about the GST, about the PAN card. So that's why we do not have to learn the definition in the tax law also. And no definition in Banking Regulation Act 1949, because in this act whatever the important sections are there, we only have to focus on the important concept. So that's why these 3 acts, no need to learn the definition. Is that okay? Now let's start with the remaining. Module B, Payment and Settlement Act 2007. So what exactly this? The Payment and Settlement Act, basically suppose Google Pay is there, Phone Pay is there, Paytm is there. So right now we all people are depend upon the online system in the transaction of money. Right now we all are depend. So class, but that is also regulated by the Reserve Bank of India. So in the Payment and Settlement Act, basically we have to learn about how the Reserve Bank of India maintain and what are the other authority for this one. Okay, now see, what is bank? Bank is basically that's included in the 2nd schedule to the Reserve Bank of India. It include post office, saving bank, banking company, cooperative bank and such other bank. So this is the definition of bank that is in the Payment and System Act. See class. So how the question can become? 5 points are there. So the definition term of bank in Payment and Settlement Act, 3 options will be given and 1 wrong option will be given. So you have to tick mark on the wrong option. So this can become in the form of question class. This is the definition of bank. Is that okay? Next one. What is electronic fund? Electronic means basically without physical handover, without physical transfer of money. Okay, so electronic fund transfer means any transfer of fund which is initiated by person by the way of instruction, authorization, order to a bank to debit, credit an account maintained with the bank through the electronic means. It means we are not transferring the money in a physical mode. Through electronically, through online, we are transferring the money. So this is called electronic fund. Okay, transfer means any transfer of fund which is initiated by a person by the way of instruction, authorization, order of a bank to debit or credit account maintained with the bank through the electronic means. See class, we know that through Google Pay you can transfer the money through A person to B person, but there is a relation of bank, then only the Google Pay will also work. Okay, so online transaction doesn't mean the online company is doing transferring the money. No, there is a involvement of bank also. Without bank, without the connection of the bank, these company cannot do the work. Okay, so that's it. And what includes, as you can easily see, that includes point of sale transfer, automated teller machine transaction, direct deposit, withdrawal of funds, transfer of initiated by telephone, internet, card payment, etc. So this is called electronic fund. What is GSS? Gross Settlement System, the payment in which each settlement of fund or securities occur on the basis of separate individual instruction. C class. Gross settlement system, the system in which each settlement of fund and security occur on the basis of separate and individual, that is instruction. What is notification? That come in the official gadget, that is called notification. What is payment instruction? Any instrument, instrument means document, authorization, order in any form including electronic means to effect a payment by person to a system participant, by system participant to another system participant. That's it. This is called payment instruction. This is called payment instruction. Okay guys, next one. What is payment obligation? Obligation is the duty. So means indebtedness that is owned by one system participant to the another system participant as a result of clearing and settlement of one and more payment instruction. And what is payment system? The system that enable payment to be effected between a payer and a beneficiary involving clearing, payment or settlement service, all them, but does not include stock exchange. So payment system is basically your Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm, etc. So these systems are also controlled by the RBI. Okay, now system participant, that means a bank or any other person participating in payment system and include the system provider. And what is system provider? A person who operates an authorized payment system, that is called system provider. So this is very, very much important. This is very, very much important. Got it guys? Now, module B. Now guys, Foreign Exchange Management Act. So FEMA Act is basically how to manage the foreign exchange if we want to import, export anything from India or outside India. So FEMA Act is basically this one. In this act also, RBI and your ED is the main authority who just regulate, that is RBI, and investigate, that is ED in this act. Okay, so what is FEMA? Authorized person means authorized dealer, money changer, offshore banking unit, any other person for the time being in authorized, this one. Authorized person include the company, money changer company, or any bank or any sponsor bank that's come under the authorized person. What is authorized officer? Officer of Enforcement Directorate. Officer of Enforcement Directorate. What is capital account transaction? And first of all, what is currency? So currency include all currency note, postal order, money order, check, whatever the things, draft, traveler check, letter of credit, everything include in the term currency. What is capital account transaction? The capital account transaction is basically, there are two types of transaction. The first is capital, the second is current. Okay. C class, current account transaction, and this is your capital. So both thing I will explain you in the same manner. If I talk about the current, see, current account transaction, capital account transaction. In the current, money will go, never come back, or either money will come, never go back. But in capital, money will go, money will come back. So this is the process, or this is the one word to remember. If I talk about the example of current account transaction, so in the current account transaction, guys, if you just go for the foreign travel, education, medical care. Suppose if you spent the money in USA for the education, so the money will not come back. So the money will not come back, this is called current account transaction. And what is capital? Suppose the best example of this is loan. The loan will come back. In this one, medical expenses, traveling, etc. So I think the concept is clear to all of you. Okay. Currency note means include cash in the form of coins and bank note. This is called currency note. This is called class what? Currency note. Done? What is foreign currency? Other than Indian currency is called foreign currency. That is so simple. What is foreign exchange? Foreign exchange means foreign currency and includes deposit, credit, balance payable in any form of foreign currency, draft, traveler's check, letter of credit, bill of exchange, express drawn in Indian currency but payable in any foreign currency. So foreign currency is basically that is related to the foreign currency. So foreign exchange is basically that is related to the foreign currency. That's it. Okay, so this is easy. What is Indian currency? Which is express drawn in India rupees but does not include special bank notes and the special 1 rupee note. That is called Indian currency. Person means individual, Hindu undivided family, company, firm, association of person, or every artificial that is belong to company. So these person include in the definition of person. That is important. That is important. Person. What is person resident in India? Okay. The person residing in India for more than 182 days during the course of preceding financial year but does not include. So I will not explain first of all this one. First of all, we have to study the person resident in India. So this is the first point. Any person, body corporate, registered incorporated in India, an office, branch, agency in India, owned and controlled by person resident outside India, or an office, branch, agency outside India owned and controlled by person resident in India. So these are the 4 person that includes in the definition of this one. C class. That's include in the definition of person resident in India. Now, which person will not include in the definition? The person who has gone out of India and who stay outside India. That will not include person resident in India. See, person who has come to stay in India in either case, otherwise then for and taking employment in India, for carrying or India any business. It means that basically do not want to stay in India, do not want to do any business, or just do not want to stay in India. That's it. So these person will not include in this one, or any other person, a purpose in such circumstance as would indicate his intention to stay in India for an uncertain period. So this is the exact definition. This is the exact definition, guys. Is that okay? So this is very much important. Repatriate to India, that is so simple. Repatriate means X person is there, Y person is there. No, suppose this is India, X person exchange $1,000, okay, and just spent in USA, but $2,000 left. So when X will take back this $2,000 in India, this is called repatriate to India, means bringing into India the released foreign exchange. This is called repatriate to India. A very simple definition. A very simple definition of repatriate to India, guys. This is important. This is important. Got it? And the Reserve Bank of India, that is too much easy. What is bank? Reserve Bank of India constituted by this act. Central Board of Director of the bank. Deposit Insurance Corporation, that is established under this act. That is so much easy. And no need to learn this one. Development Bank. What is Exim Bank? What is foreign currency, foreign exchange? Industrial Finance Corporation, International Development Association. These definition terms are not important. International Financial Corporation, International Monetary Fund, and International Bank of this one, National Bank, National Housing Bank, Reconstruction Bank, rupees coin. So these are the bank which is established under the specific act, as you can easily see that. So no need to remember these bank. Just always remember that whatever the bank is established, every bank have to follow the Banking Regulation Act, and if they have a separate act, that is for their constitution's duties, but for the regulation they have to follow the Banking Regulation Act. That's it. Scheduled bank, small industrial bank, sponsored bank, state financial corporation, unit trust. See, agriculture operation, cooperative bank. Okay, now see, before starting the case studies question, what you have to do, you have to read the facts twice. What is fact? Fact means the story. What is fact? Fact means the story of the case. The story of the case that generally come in, I think, 8 to 10 line. So you, for any case studies question, at least 8 to 15 questions always come in the form of case studies question. So you have to read the fact twice a time. Then identify the module. That's why in every paid batch, I always used to teach the syllabus in the first class. By just learning the syllabus, you actually get to know that which act belong to which module, because there is a particular heading. Suppose in module D, if the commercial law is there, so commercial law is basically that deal with the business. So identify the module by reading the fact twice a time. Then identify the concept. When you follow this step, you will absolutely solve the case studies question. Okay, now let's start the case studies question. Number 1, just read the statement. X, that is a party, entered into the contract with Y. It means that the X and Y are doing the contract, which X has to sell his bike to Y on 15th March 2017. It means in 15th March 2017, X have to sell his bike to the sale to the Y person. This is the real fact. Done. They have agreed that the consideration will be 20,000, which will be paid the date of sale and registration itself. It means the consideration from Y is 20,000 rupees for that bike. Done. Now, meanwhile, Y noticed that, Y means this person. This person noticed that on 10th of March, X bike was in the hand of Mr. V. It means this bike was on 10th of March 2017 was in the hand of V. V is the another person, right? When inquired V say that he approached X for purchasing the bike of X for rupees 20,000. V is saying that I was just approached to X for the bike and he was giving his bike at 22,000 rupees. This was 20,000, this was 22,000 rupees. Hence, he is taking a test drive for the bike. It means V was at 10th March was taking a test drive. So, tell me guys, is this the breach of contract? What is breach of contract? Breach of contract means basically in which the party of the case are not following the rules and regulation. So, please read the fact twice a time. First of all, you have to identify me the module, concept, then give me the answer. Then give me the answer that whether this is breach of contract or not. So, please solve the question. Yes, anyone class? So for this one, what is the right answer? See, in this question, first of all, the contract is already done by, it means that is not executed, but they have make a contract and this is done in 10-3. It means that X person is not following the rules and regulations of this contract. So, in that case, is this first of all module. Module is D. Concept is breach of contract, that is written. And is this the breach of contract? Yes. This is the breach of contract. So, suppose I have just written this one sentence. This one sentence can become in the form of 4 options. Is that okay? So, you have to identify whether this is breach of contract or not. The answer will be yes. Why? Because if X have already done the contract that it will be execute on 15-3. So, he have no authority to do the contract with the for the more consideration with the V person. So, that's why this is breach of contract. A very simple question. Okay. Now, second fact. And please do not be scared by just seeing this question. That is very easy. And that question is also written in your BRBL book. And I always try to make this one question in a pictorial form. Now see, Mr. Balfour was a civil engineer. What is this? Mr. Balfour was a civil engineer who served as the director of irrigation for the government of Ceylon, now in Sri Lanka. Okay, Mrs. Balfour was living with him. It means husband and wife living in a particular place. Okay, they both went to England in 1915 when Mr. Balfour was in leave. It means Balfour, they just go for England. Okay, however, Mrs. Balfour has rheumatoid arthritis. It means that is a disease. Okay, this is a disease that's belong to Mrs. Balfour. Okay, the weather in Ceylon would be bad for her health. Therefore, her doctor urged her to stay in the England. Okay, now doctor say to Mrs. This is Mr. to Mrs. this one to just stay in England because your condition is not good. So that's why you have to stay in England. Okay, now Mr. Balfour verbally agreed to pay £30 every month until she returned to Ceylon. It means they basically just live in the Ceylon. Okay, so Mr. B verbally the contract can be written and verbally. So Mr. B verbally say that he will give 30, what is this, pound, 30 pound, okay, until she returned to Ceylon at his boss was about to set sail. However, their relationship deteriorated over time. Mr. Balfour stopped paying, okay, Mr. Balfour stopped paying Mrs. Balfour the required amount of maintenance. In the letter to his wife, Mr. Balfour made the suggestion that they dissolve their marriage. Okay, Mr. Balfour now want to dissolve the marriage. They later had legal separation, which meant they were divorced. In 1918, Mrs. Balfour filed a lawsuit against Mr. Balfour for failing to pay the sum he was required to in the court. So now tell me guys, there are two questions. The first question is, did Mr. Balfour ever intend to enter into some kind of agreement with his wife? Second question, is the contract between Mr. and Mrs. Balfour actually enforceable? That is very good question, class. That is very good question. I have already just make this diagram. Now please tell me the exact answer. Now please tell me guys the exact answer for this question. First of all, identify the act, then module, then give me the answer. Then give me the answer. Yes, class. This is very simple question. Yes, class, tell me what will be the right answer for this question. See, class, if I talk about this question, now, first of all, Mr. Balfour ever intend to enter some kind of agreement with his wife? Just tell me guys, if there is an agreement or any dispute between husband and wife, suppose husband is saying that, oh, Mrs. Wife, at the evening I will bring you a very beautiful necklace. And suppose at the evening the husband just, not remember this thing. So wife will be filed the case on him. The answer is no. So class, in this one, Mr. Balfour ever intend to enter some kind of agreement with his wife? The answer is no. Because this is a domestic relationship. Excellent, Rainbow ma'am. How are you? Excellent. So, in the husband-wife, there should be no legal agreement. But if we talk about the maintenance after divorce, if husband have to give the maintenance, that is the legal relationship. In that case, if husband will not give the maintenance, wife can file the case. This is different. And in this one, is the contract between Mr. and Mrs. Balfour actually enforceable? The answer is no. That's it. Okay, so this is the exact answer. So ma'am and sir, same question that is given in the BRBL book also. So no need to afraid. You have to focus only on the concept behind this. That's it. Okay, now next one. This one. What is this? Dharmodash Ghosh. The respondent was the minor. Okay. Dharmodash Ghosh is a minor. Okay. Obtain a loan from Brahmodat. The DJ have taken the loan from Brahmodat. Loan from the Brahmodat. Okay. A lender in the Calcutta by claiming to be the adult. Okay. The minor is say that I am adult, so you can give me the loan. It means Brahmodat was not aware that Dharmodash is the minor person. Okay. Now, the fact that respondent was minor was discovered at the time of mortgage was being examined for the advance payment. It means minor have also given land. So it means the mortgage is taken place in this case, because when we give immovable property as a security, that is called mortgage. Okay. As a result, Kedarnath, the agent of Brahmodat, cannot execute the deed. Okay. For Brahmodat, Kedarnath is the agent. Kedarnath is the agent. Okay. But still he executed the mortgage deed from Brahmodas. The minor then filed a lawsuit against Brahmodat through his mother and legal guardian and urged courts to nullify the mortgage deed because he was minor when he was executed. Okay. The mortgage deed was revoked by trial court. After accepting the respondent appeal, the High Court also dismissed the appeal. Then appeal turned into the Privy Council. It means District, High Court, Privy Council. That is the hierarchy of the court on that time. When this appeal was submitted, Brahmodat had passed away. Brahmodat just gone. Okay. So his successor, Mohari Bibi, took his place as a result. Mohari Bibi, come into picture. Now tell me guys, in that case, the contract between Dharmodash and Mohari Bibi, that can be executed. Tell me class. Whether the contract is void or not. Tell me. Class, whether the contract is void and not, tell me. That is so simple. Whether the contract is void and not. So in that question, the contract is totally void, because if any contract is done with the minor, that is void ab initio. That's it. Whether defendant was bound to repay the deed amount. So in that case, the court held that no. Okay. The minor will not give the whatever the amount that is paid by Brahmodat. So this was the decision that is given in the Mohari Bibi versus Dharmodash Ghosh case. And Rainbow ma'am, this fact was, or this case studies question was, ma'am, came in your exam at the June session. Okay ma'am, this question come in your exam at the June session. So guys, that's all for today's class. Is that okay? So that's all for today's class. So for more information, for more question, tomorrow also we will do the same type of session, that how to solve the case studies question. Tomorrow I will just try to bring the questions from the company law, from the SURFACI Act, so that it will be very easy for you to solve these questions. So that's all for today's class. Have a nice day. And this is your what? The paid batch which is going on. If you want to take it, you can take this batch. And you have to just click on Adda 24/7 all courses, right? JIB, CAIB, CAIB number. As you can see, CAIB Mahapacks is there, okay? And these are the batches. In October, we will just launch the revision batch for the CAIB. So if you have taken this CAIB ka Mahapack, you will get the revision batch, you will get the marathon of June session, ebooks, mock paper, recorded class of this one, elective paper, etc. in the CAIB ka Mahapack. So apply the coupon code, that is exam 80, because 80% discount is going on. You have to apply the coupon code, guys, exam 80 for the maximum discount. That's all for today's class. Have a nice day.